Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, NOOCH Too Good. And before we get started, you can see up there, I'm already just barely over level 78. And there are a lot of things that I love about the fact that we moved to a smaller town out of the big city. It's a lot quieter, a lot of good things. One of the things I don't love is that the electricity during the summer specifically just flashes on and off every now and then, early in the morning. And because everybody's got their air conditioning on, and you lose all the video footage of you actually going to level 78 and seeing what happens and experiencing it for the first time. So that's all gone. Congratulations to me and to all of you. Congratulations, everybody. You won't get to see me hit level 78 now because she gone. It blew up. It faded. Thank you to my small town. Although the good thing is when I call the electric company, you know what I get? A person answers the phone. Hey, it's electric company. What can I do for you? Really, that literally happens. Hey, my internet's out because they handle the internet too. Hey, my water's a problem because they handle the water too. And then they transfer you to the right other department, which is a person. It's really nice. Anywho, I hit level 78 and I got this new mission. It happened right away. So you're going to get this quest right away. And the quest is use 3 Omega ability materials. Now, here's what I did, and here's what you should not do. You know, level 78 used to be the level where we said, get your ships ready so you can start getting Zetas every week in the ship ability material challenge. And that is no longer going to be a thing free to play. It's going to take a little bit longer because your ships aren't ready. Mine aren't ready. I'll show you in a minute. But now, what you do is save your Omega materials because I have applied several Omegas to characters. Here I applied Mace's basic Omega, Bomega, perhaps we can call that Momega. I don't know. I've applied a basic Omega. I've applied an Omega here. I applied an Omega here. I applied an Omega here. And because I've done these Omegas and I've applied them already, I've only got 4 available. And so I cannot achieve this quest immediately as I am wont to do. And so this quest will take me several days? That's really unfortunate. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, save up 15 Omega mats for when you hit level 78. That's what we've learned today. Save 15 Omega mats for level 78. Apply. Let me see if I can I buy these right now? I don't have enough Mark 1 currency. I have a raid completing soon. That'll just be 1 though. That's not going to be a lot for me. I already did this. I completed that. All right. That's really frustrating. So, save your Omega materials until you hit level 78 because it'll help you get through that one thing faster. And by the way, 20,000 XP would have been really nice because it would have taken me straight to level 79. So, there you go. Congratulations to me. Some of the other big news here at level 78, you know, for time immemorial, that's the wrong place. We have said at level 78, have your ships ready. You need a 5-star Executrix. You need 6 5-star ships so that you can get your, you can do the ability materials challenge every 3 times a week and get yourself 2 Zeta mats. And that is all well and good, but on free to play, you ain't gonna be ready for this anymore. You're not gonna have the level of characters ready. It's just not gonna work for you anymore. I've got this here that wasn't working, so let me try it this way. I don't think it's gonna work either. My ships are not up to snuff to even get a 5-star Executrix yet. I can't get it. I would have to upgrade my pilots, so I've got some work to do on the Executrix and that dark side fleet, and also, I mean, I have a lot of work to do on my fleets in general. There's a lot of fleet effort that I've got to put in here. I want to try to stun Big so he can't taunt, and I never get to stun anybody in this level. Let's try again. Yeah, I can't. They have more tenacity than I have potency. And so, Biggs didn't even taunt. That's crazy. I guess they didn't apply target lock there. He tried to taunt. And there, my Special Forces TIE Fighter is dead. And Kylo's about to be dead. And here you see, I'm not ready. I have a lot of upgrading left to do on these pilots. Not even close, dude. I'm going down with the ship. We're going down with the ship here. We're going to bring out a reinforcement. Thank you very much. And let's drop some buzz droids over here. Thank you. Just bite me. And I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down swinging insults and and swinging a very small stick, basically. All right, there we go. So I'm out. I'm not ready for level 78 ability material yet. So that is going to be a new thing where it's not going to happen. That's not how the game's going to work anymore going forward. So that'll be a real challenge for everybody. Now, let's go out and take a look at something else that just happened when I hit the level. I got all the extra energy I got to spend. I know that. I have extra mods now. I didn't know that, so I need to go and sell some mods. Let's do a little bit more mod work for you. Just hang on one moment. And what I'm going to do yeah, mods. Okay, what I'm going to do so the credits on this one, I'm going to run it here because we're going to go over there. We're going to do a levels, week 7, right? I didn't even look because I was just so worried about, yeah, I'm on week 7 of this account. So we're going to do a week 7. Yeah, we're going to do a week 7 update here in a moment. But what I want to do right now is filter and manage my mods. Only unassigned mods, filter. Let's get just the gray ones here. Gray, squares, diamonds, and now let's do this way. Let's sort these guys out. And like, so I know when I've got, there's always several in here I can get rid of. I don't want to get rid of the offense, crit damage, no, offense, health, protection, offense, defense, tenacity, defense. Well, so far, since they're all health mods, I don't think I want to dump any of these. That's a new experience for me. Usually I've got some crazy ones in here that I don't want, but I want all of these. All right, we're keeping all of those. I don't know if I need the accuracy. Let's find the ones with accuracy, and I'm going to dump all those. Let's select all, and we'll sell those. And then we'll go into our squares and diamonds and circles, so they're not going to have accuracy on there. And I'm going to sell a bunch of these. Not all of them. But you'll notice, like, especially with squares and diamonds have all of the same. Square is an offense primary stat, and a diamond is defense primary stat. So I'm just kind of going through here and doing it this way, just every other row. So that, you know, I'm not going to upgrade these. I'm not going to spend the credits to upgrade every single gray mod I've got. The gray mods can really drain your credit resources at this point of the game. So we're going to sell a bunch of these just to get some credits here, and we're going to go ahead and just sell that. So 500,000 credits, that's great. Now I can get the mods in my inbox. So at the end of this, after we go ahead and do an account update here, I'm going to go through and run through some mod challenges, and we're going to actually finish off. I think I can do all of them. Is it mod challenges? I don't know what to... Yeah, mod challenges. So we're going to run through... Right now, the only tier 3 I've got is the health one. So I'm going to go through and do the tier 3 defense, tier 3 crit damage, etc. And I'm going to answer your questions. So we have a room in our Discord for Ask Me Anything, and I'm going to be answering those questions in Discord. So pay attention to the... If you want to hear me just give fatherly advice and talk about life and maybe even game, jump in and stay tuned after the credits to hear what's going on there. Now, as far as the account, I've got a few 7 stars I've added this week. Should have saved 15 Omega. If I'd have known that, I would have saved my Omegas. So level 78, save your Omegas to level 78, boys and girls. So I got 5s to 5-star. I got Mace Windu. I might have already done that. I got Han Solo to 7 stars, and I got young Han Solo to 7 stars. And that seems like a really kind of a weird move, but they are needed for me for credit heist, which I did the other day. And young Han Solo, for reals, has been carrying me in credit heist. This ability right here that gives him protection up 100% and retribution, it resets over and over again. I don't know if he's got something here that just resets his abilities. That has got a 2 cooldown. Okay, that's why. It just resets every turn. I don't even have any mods on him. I just do this every time I can, and with that ability, he comes out, he kills everything. He is a really good character for, I'm up to the next to last, the penultimate tier of credit heist. So young Han Solo's been a big help there. Now I've got him at 7 stars. You can see my scoundrels here. I've got a full 7-star scoundrel team, which is nice. Other than that, I'm not sure if I made a lot of other 7-star characters. I'm kind of focused in on my crew members right now. I got to get my dark side fleet going so I can get the Executrix, and I want to get my my Galactic Republic fleet going so I can perform in Fleet Arena, which I'm at like 112 right now or something. So I'm kind of betwixt and between different farms at the moment. I could really use those shards of the Edda 2 Starfighter. 80 shards certainly wouldn't hurt me at all here. Thank you very much. But I ain't getting them anytime soon, and I got to gear up Anakin. So there's a lot of things I'm kind of torn on right now. Does Boba Fett? I can't actually gear him up. And my problem is to go to gear 8 and to go to gear 9 in these characters and really see this is where I could make a difference on that dark side fleet. I could take him to level 78. Takes up most of my credits. So I really got to think about where I'm going to make those upgrades for my dark side fleets. Anywho, that's where we're really sitting right now. I'm really working on my fleets, and I probably need to get my TIE Fighter pilot to 7 stars to really help that fleet as well. I could get some gear levels in First Order Special Forces, which I'm going to have to do. I can't even get them to gear 7 here. I'm going to have to do a lot of that stuff. I'm going to get mods on these pilots, which I could have just put some of those mods on pilots, but whatever, I didn't. So I've got some dark side pilot work to do, and then some Galactic Republic pilot work to do to make my fleets that much better for Fleet Arena and for the mod ability materials challenge. And that's going to be my update for week 7. The main thing is I did not save any Omegas, and that is hurting me right now. So save your Omegas for level 78. That's all I got this week. 7 weeks in, will I be able to get to level 85 by next week? I doubt it, because it's probably going to take me... It might take me the next week to get 11 more Omegas to upgrade these Omega material or Omega abilities, which I should have saved. I mean, it literally might take me a week to get here to upgrade these abilities. I'm very upset about that, but it is what it is. We don't know what we don't know, and we don't really know much about how these quests work with the game right now. We've learned something today. Stay tuned for the credits. I'm going to run through all those mod challenges and answer some questions from all you guys. Have a good one. Always remember, Nooch too good. All right, here we are in mod challenges. The team I'm going to run is going to be not that. We're going to run a Hunter at 5 stars, Tech at 5 stars, Fives at 5 stars, Captain Rex at 5 stars. I'm going to throw Mace Windu in there, and I think I'm going to be able to auto through. I should be able to auto through all of these, I think. So while we're autoing, I'll be answering questions. The next one comes from Confused. Is it worth taking characters like Zori or Rex to relics when their main purpose is to empower the rest of the team and apply debuffs, support kind of characters? Is it worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it. Absolutely, it's worth it. When you take a character like Rex or Zori to relics, it makes them that much better. And I'm going to say especially Zori is... I mean, is it worth it? Of course it's worth it. Now, Rex is needed for Leia Organa at Relic 7 or Relic 5. I can't remember what I need. Relic 7. But Rex is kind of the damage dealer on that Phoenix team, really. I know he's all the support and everything, but the amount of damage he does on that team at Relic levels is really important to that team. So I'm going to say for Rex, it is absolutely worth it. For Zori, you might be able to get by with her at Gear 12 for a long time, as long as you got that Zeta and Omicron on her. Now, putting her at Relic materials is going to be better for both her character and that team, and also her ship. But if I had to pick one of the two, I would say that Rex is a really big upgrade at Relic levels, and Zori is a big upgrade, but not as big as Rex. Rex is more important at Relic levels for his team. I have a question about you and Galaxy of Heroes. I've seen your NOOCH 2 Lightspeed in other accounts, but do you not have like a main account that is endgame? Because I thought you did. So I have I have so many accounts. I have an account that I started, I have from the very beginning of the game, and it's at like 10 or 11 million right now. And what happened was I was doing my free-to-play account where I farmed Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, started 3.5 years ago, and I was just lacking for time. And I reached out to some friends of mine and said, hey, does anybody want this account? Because I'm not going to have time to management. And one of my friends, one of my game friends popped up and said, hey, I'll take it. I can handle that account. And he handled it for, I'm going to say a couple of years, a year and a half, couple years, and did a great job, kept it up to speed, got everything on it. And then he had to quit the game for some real life stuff. And so he quit the game and handed the account back to me, and I played on the account. I was going to keep it just to play Grand Arena. And I tried doing that for, I did it for like a month or two, and it was just too much. I was having to log in. We had 4 people that were helping manage the account, and it ended up being, I ended up taking a lot of responsibility for that account, and now there's somebody else managing it, and they're keeping that account going. I I just didn't have time. It was when you jump into an end game account in Kyber 1 and you're already managing another account that's in Kyber and you add a third account that's in Kyber and you're doing all those grand arenas, it just wasn't worth it. The trade-off wasn't worth it for me. So I let that end game account go again. And then my free-to-play account that was at 3.5 years was in Kyber, I let that one go. What I've learned is I think 2 accounts is the max, is really the maximum that I want to keep, that I really can keep going at an effective level, at a level that doesn't drive me insane. You know, I'm making content here. I've got a full-time job. I got a full-time family. So I want to save time for all that. So I just can't maintain more than 2 accounts. So right now I do the Lightspeed account, and it's Lord Vader, and I'm finishing up Jabba, so that'll round out here pretty soon. But that's all I'm doing right now in Galaxy Heroes is mainly the 2 accounts. How does your family view your channel? You did mention a stream that your son writes most of the big music other than him. So yeah, I have one of my sons is a music guy, and he wrote about it's about half music you hear on the channel right now is written by him. For about 3 years, it was the only music you heard on the channel was him, and he got busy with life and wasn't able to keep writing music all the time, and so I went out and found the Heatley Bros. If you wanna find some cool music on YouTube, you find some of the music I use, it's Heatley Bros. They allow me to use their music. It's not me, anybody. It's available if you put the right disclaimer in your video description, which I do. And so Heatley Bros, HeatleyBros. Look them up on YouTube. They've got some free music out there, open source music, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, one of my sons writes about half the music for the channel, or wrote about half the music for the channel. My kids, my boys will watch the channel from time to time, and you'll see them popping on a stream every now and then, every few months. One of them will pop on a stream, and it'll be fun, and they'll be there. My wife does not watch the channel. I talked to her about it a little bit. I'm not worried about it. It's fine. I don't need her to watch the channel. I need her to be happy. And her point was, she said, well, she said, I feel like it's just a character. It's not you. And it kind of is, but I mean, honestly, I try to be as honest with you guys as possible, but I definitely put on the performance, it's performance nooch when I get on here. This is not how I have regular everyday conversations. I don't see people at the dinner table going, hey, so today I had a really big poop and I haven't had a really big poop in a long time. So what do you think of that? Let's all take a vote. Give me in the comments, really big poop. So yeah, it's a little, and honestly, even if it was me just talking regular like I do every day, I don't think she could stomach it. Mrs. Nooch gets enough of me on a daily basis. She doesn't need even more Nooch on the side. She's got other programs she wants to watch, and I'm not in her watch list, and that's totally fine. As far as the rest of my family is really supportive of me doing YouTube, and yeah, so my sister bought a bunch of merch when my merch first came out, and nobody else buys the merch, but my sister did at one point, so that made me happy. Why do you continue to give bad Ross reviews? You say the same thing over and over. Have a variety, not just great. Thanks for the feedback there. Just a little life tip. If you want to get somebody to embrace your ideas, if you want to give somebody constructive criticism and have them embrace the criticism and have them adopt the idea that you've got, like you look at somebody and you say, hey, I've got a big idea. And in this case, somebody has an idea for me that they think is a really good idea. How about you don't start off by insulting them? Just a life tip for everybody. You don't start off with, why do you do this thing badly? Another tip is when you enter a conversation with somebody that you're in a relationship with, and we're all in a relationship here, you can talk about, not about what you do. You need to fix this. You need to do that. You start the conversation with, hey, I know that you like to put your socks on before your pants. And I think that's great. Unfortunately for me, it really makes me feel challenged in life that you put your socks on before your pants. And is it possible to do it a different way? Is there something else we can look at doing there? And you approach it with how it affects you, rather than walking up to your loved ones or your people in a relationship with and saying, you need to do that a different way because it's wrong. It's not a very productive conversation. So So I'm hesitant to answer this question because I feel like you're kind of a dick right now, honestly. So let's think of different ways to approach our conversations when we talk to people in life. Why do you continue to give bad roster reviews is a really bad way to start a conversation. And I hope that when you're talking to your loved ones or those you are intending on maintaining relationships with, that you don't start conversations off this way. I will say this. It is difficult right now with rosters because Capital Games has really turned a lot of rosters out there into the same thing. So it's difficult to say different things to people. And a lot of times people have the same, and I understand the challenge. It is a bit of round and round. We try to mix it up by doing reverse roster reviews. We come out and so I'm trying to find ways to mix up roster reviews and make it a little bit different experience, from time to time. But Capital Games with the Lightspeed bundles has made a lot of rosters look a lot of the same thing, and so it's difficult to say, different things about them. But I'm not going to tell somebody to go farm Jawas or Tuscans when that's not what they should be doing. You know what I'm saying? That just doesn't seem like a really good thing, and it doesn't seem. And I'm not going out with roster reviews to try and just create variety. I'm going out to actually help people, and a lot of times the help that you give people is going to be the same help from roster to roster because those rosters all look the same. Geno's an advocate, and that was Sparta, by the way. Sparta, clean up your questions. Be a little bit. Let's have a relationship. Let's not have you just being a jerk. Okay, just a note there. Geno's an advocate. Let me change that. Sparta, when you start off a question with why do you continue to get bad roster reviews, it makes me feel defensive. It makes me feel like I want to lash out at you. And I apologize because I did lash out at you. But when you start off a sentence that way, it puts me on the defense. And maybe it's a little bit of my short man syndrome. But I tend to lash out when I'm on the defense rather than pull back. So there we go. Geonosian Advocate asks why. That's the question. The answer is 42. Shield Flyer, why? Oh, hang on here. Man, I still got 3 of these to go. Shield Flyer asks, why is Executor considered mainly a defensive fleet? Should a newer account put their first GL on defense or keep it for offense? Does it depend on the GL? I'll start with the first question. First we'll answer the second question. Yes, a newer account should put their first GL on defense. I just think that's just an automatic. It does depend on the GL. If you farm Sith Eternal first and your opponent has Wampa, don't put Sith Eternal on defense. Especially if you rush Sith Eternal and you don't have like any Sith Empire to put there. Sith Eternal is actually a really bad defensive GL. Especially in 3v3, Wampa can counter it. Unless you have like Darth Malak or something out there, or Darth Revan. Even then it might still work. Actually I don't think it would work. But most GLs should go on defense as soon as you get them. You put it on the bottom front wall or wherever, different levels of Grand Arena. Different territories in back provide more points. Wherever the most points is in back, put it on that wall and block the back. Take all your stuff in on offense, just cheese the rest of your defense and try to do some damage. And the reason for that is, use your best piece to defend your wall, because likely your opponent's not going to get through your GL. Even if they have like 8 GLs and you have 1, that means probably they're not going to play. But it just gives you the best chance at defense. You save that GL for offense, and most people will... they're just, I don't know. You could take a look at somebody's history if they have a history of putting GLs on offense or whatever. I just want to stop them. I want to stop her back there. And why is the Executor mainly a defensive fleet? Because things can still go wrong with Executor when you're going in on offense. It's a challenging fleet to beat, and then as you go forward in the game, it's generally a fleet that will cost you some banners. You don't get a lot of super duper clean victories from Executor when you're facing Executors. Usually some folks in your team that die, as well as cleaning up their team as well. And there's always that chance. There's always that chance that the turn order or something goes differently with the Executor, and things go poorly for you fighting the Executor. So that's why people put the Executor on defense, mainly on defense. That's my thought process there for why people would Executor, why it's mainly a defensive fleet. Have you ever played Warframe? Says Huffy the G57. I don't even know what that is. Sorry. I can Google it here. I've never played it, but Warframe, ninjas play free. It's a ninja game? I don't know. Yeah, I've never played it. I don't play third person and first person shooters really for the most part. I'm more of a top down kind of guy. Like I played League of Legends Wild Rift for a long time. Now I'm playing Brawl Stars. I like that top down. I don't know what you would call it, real time strategy maybe more, but it's also a MOBA, first person shooter. So I don't know what that is. It's a top down shooter. So not really my type of game. What are the last 4 digits of your CR? What's a CRE? Corporate real estate. Chief Risk Executive. Center for Research and Evaluation. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this question is. Sorry, average police officer. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to give you the last 4 digits of like my social security number or anything. I may be dumb, but I ain't stupid. Kinder at heart. While being free to play, what is the minimum level of ships, pilot levels, gear you need to beat the endurance and home run upgrade challenges to get them to 5 stars? So you can then complete the higher level challenges for building materials and ship enhancement droid challenges. Everybody focus on dark side ships to get the Zeta challenge, which makes sense, but can't find anything about light side ships. Yeah, I would say generally speaking, most of us just get those as they come. The endurance and home run, although I'm working on endurance now, so I usually what you need to get those tiers done, unless you want to play it like over and over and over again and try to get the right randomness to it and the right RNG and everything, you need to have your characters and ships at the level you're at. So if it's level 78, you probably need to have level 78 characters, crew members, and level 78 ships. Maybe not quite level 78 ships for all of them. You can probably pick and choose, go with your best ones. And then you'll need to have all the gear levels, gear 8, gear 9, whatever the max gear level is where you are. So I would say usually for those ship challenges or fleet challenges where you've got to get the ship to 5 stars or get the ship ability material or ship, what are they called? Ship building materials, get to the final tier of that. You're going to want to have all the characters at the level that it opens up, level 78 or so-ish. Level 78 ships, and get the gear levels up to gear 8 and 9 with their abilities upgraded, and a set of mods on each crew member to get those done would be my guess. But usually I think people will leave the other ones aside from the ability materials challenge just until they get to it later, and that's why you don't have to see a lot of content on that, because we just don't do it right away at level 78 or whatever. And last question for today. What level would the channel need to get to before you didn't have to work for the man anymore? Is that even a goal? It is a goal. It's a goal to not work for the man anymore. My big challenge is, as I said before, in America, if you don't work for a corporation or a large company, it's difficult. Insurance is the expense of insurance is through the roof. And I have asthma. I have very serious asthma. That if I didn't have my medications, and they're coming up with new ones all the time, I really believe I would have been dead when I was a child, and it has not dissipated at any point in my life. So I have to deal with my asthma. And I need medications for it, including a lot of medication that's really expensive. And every year I go, they are always doing scans of me, MRIs and CT scans of my sinuses. I've had multiple sinus surgeries because I have sinus issues to go along with it, which is a really bad combo for asthma. So here's all the crystals I'm going to get for all my mod challenges. So thank you very much. So for me, I've got medical concerns. I need medical insurance. And to buy that on my own without working for a corporation is precipitously expensive. Thank you for increasing the rate of 5-star mods. So that is a very expensive thing for me to fund on my own. And really, I would say that for me to get to a place where I would need to be there, I've got 2 channels now. I think I would have to have 100,000 total subscribers before I could even consider it. I'd have to see what the income levels are like at that time. And then I think I'd probably have to do it for several years and get a lot of stuff paid off, maybe including the house, before I could really consider going full-time on YouTube. I'd have to clean up a lot of my expenses and really make my life I quit. I quit. I'll see you later.